All right, so I'm gonna make this very simple, and I'm gonna try to make this video very short. So follow it along, and this is the way I view the market. So basically, when I was taking longs on Thursday on my live stream, we were streaming the whole entire time. I was looking for a push to that 22 and the inevitable 37. And why 37? Let's not get into that. Let's just follow along the story. So 37.42 wants to get hit. Up until this point, we could not break through it, and it was a little bit choppy. I kind of got a little bit late here. I got broken even. I did take a couple of different trades, right? But at the end, we did nail this move from, I think it was the 12 or the 11 back up to the 22 or 24 area, and then after that, we did end up breaking on the final push right here. So now, what do I think? Well, I think the game becomes a game of ping pong between the 12 and 42, right? So this is the table right there. I mean, you can kind of see that we have resistance, we have support, and it's kind of, just pinging and ponging inside of this range. That's the idea. So when we finally break through that 42, the idea now becomes that 42-37 area is going to become an area of support. But in order to build it up this area into support, we will need to have some type of consolidation, some type of fake outs to the downside or upside, and that's exactly what happened. But here is the real thing that you cannot miss. This 12 was support. Can you argue it out? Look how many times we got bounces from there until we squeeze into the next range, right? So when price finally attempts to basically accept this 37.42 level, we get a couple of dips right here, which became a buy in itself. And then we got another buy right here, another trap below this level, and a bounce from support right here at this 24 level, and bounces right back into this 37, and then we push on higher. I know it can be a little bit confusing, but the idea is simple. We have a level of resistance, we flush below, we reclaim, and then you take the long, and then we look for the push upwards. And of course, it worked out to the next level of the ping pong game, which is that 64. Now, from 64, we basically dip back down to take a wild guess where 37. And this is where the key comes in of those two trades, what makes this game simple. So just simply understanding those levels. Okay, I'm gonna turn on my I just realized my executions were off, but I'm gonna turn that on right there. And as you can see, I got along this 38.25 level right there. You cannot hide that entry. Like, that's written here in concrete. That's my trades that I did. There's no disputing it. So basically, I take the long of that 38.25. Why? Because I understand that we already have a trap to the downside. We've accepted this level, so I'm willing to give it a bit. And look at that. We basically like ejected from that price. We got down to, I think it was 36.75 on that candle. I got long 38.25, and then we squeeze right back above this 42 level. And of course, I take profit way too early as usual, but it was overnight, and I just don't like holding too much overnight. I got to get better at doing that. But regardless, that was still a good trade, and that was a very predictable, easy trade just based on the levels. And it's not magic, it's just support and resistance, right? So again, now come the next day, which was Friday, we have another dip, even dipping below this previous low here. And then we dip. It's rinse and repeat. Look at it. We dip below that. Obviously, not every single time is going to be 1 point, 3 points, but whatever. We basically dip, we reclaim the area, and then look at that. We move right back up. I don't really like to get long here just expecting price to get back up, because we do not know. I don't want to guess. I need to see price get back above the level it's failing, if that makes sense. So once that happens, I mean, look at that overnight. It's too good, right? So come Friday, this is what happens. Same thing. Again, same thing. We have this low, which basically right here. This is how I was able to trade on Friday. I streamed it. I stream every single time. We have that low. We make another low, okay? We get back above it, and then we kind of consolidated here. And I was on my live stream talking about how I did not want to get long just yet. I needed to see this 37 level get reclaimed right here, which is exactly where I got long. You can see my entry, 38.75. It was a little bit late, but again, when it's always easier said than done, right? Like at the time it was happening, there's a lot more volatility, especially on Friday, and not just Friday. The last couple of days has created more volatility in the market, right? So I didn't want the bus leaving me. I just got long right there, 38.75. And then where am I looking for a push? To the next level of resistance, which was 51. I streamed the whole entire thing. And look where the candle got denied at 51 to the tick. Now, does that mean that I somehow predicted it? Does that mean that I know where the market's going? No, absolutely not. No one does. And whoever tells you that they know, they're lying to you. But the simple idea is always the simple idea. We reclaim this level right here after dipping lower, and then where are we going to the next level of resistance here? And then it's, I mean, why overtrade in this range, right? I knew we were gonna go to the 78. That does not mean I'm just gonna hold and, you know, pray that it goes there, right? I took my trade, I took my shot. It didn't go there right away. It is what it is. We move it along. So now it becomes the same thing. Again, look at that. We got some dips below it. This is a messy level. Understand it. It's a major level that the bulls had to reclaim, and they have reclaimed it. So that's in hind. I mean, that's as simple as I can put it. I know that it was a little bit longer than I hoped, but basically the idea is always simple. You have resistance, you have support. When we reclaim a level of resistance, when we go above it, it's as simple as take the long and then let's look for the next level at the top. So keep that in mind next time, because if you're not trading like this, I think that you could potentially be missing out on the, you know, bigger picture of things. Because if you've gone short here and then you don't realize that we still have support at the bottom here, well, then you might think that we're going to crack to the downside, right? Well, price is king. So if we did not crack to the downside, well, then we're going one way, and that is to the upside. So peace.